Kimberly from Fat Quarter Shop, and today we're going to finish up our Jolly Tree Farm quilt. You can download all of these quilt patterns for free at Fat Quarter Shop. Today we're going to be working on the week 5 finishing pattern. A link to all the patterns is in the description box. For week 5, we're going to need our background and our binding and all of the previous blocks that we made. This is the Poinsettia and Pear collection by Sherry and Chelsea from Motive Fabrics, and today we're going to put it all together. We also have a free cross-stitch pattern to accompany our Christmas mystery at Fat Quarter Shop. A link is in the description box. After you've gathered your pattern, your fabric, and your previous blocks, let's get sewing. I've gone ahead and cut all of the fabric for the finishing. A, B, and C are our sashing fabrics, and D and E are our border fabrics. F is our binding. And I'm going to show you how to put your quilt together so it's nice and accurate. Our first step is we're going to take our week 2 block and we're going to add our fabric A sashing, and then we're going to add our week 1 block. The first thing I'm going to do is just lay these down, and I want to pin at the top and the bottom first. You got to ease this in if it's not exactly laying flat. So I'm going to pin here, but the most important thing is you don't want wavy ends at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this pin right here so that this does not pull, and then when you attach it, you're not going to have a wave. So if you pin right here and right here, when you press this open, it should be perfectly flat. So from here, I'm going to set my seam, and then I'm going to press to one side. When I get to sashing, I never press open. And you can see how straight that is because of those extra pins. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to add it to here. What I'm going to do first though is I'm going to pin at the top and the bottom. And I prefer to stitch with all the seams on the bottom. So I'm going to actually flip this over once that's pinned. I'm going to put that pin here, and I'm going to put the pin here, and then I'm going to pin throughout. And when I sew, I'll remove these pins as I sew, but I will not remove these 2 pins until I am completely done with the entire seam. I'm going to do that same thing. Set the seam and press towards the sashing. So when you sew, you should have a perfectly straight line here and a perfectly straight line here. If you don't, you could just trim it up just a little bit. So that was super easy. This is your first row. Now we're going to move to the bottom row. Now we're going to take our week 3 block, our week 4 block, and our fabric B sashing and do the same exact thing using the same exact pinning technique. After I have all of my pins in, I'm going to go sew, and if you want to, you could also find the center of the border and the block and pin those at the beginning. I didn't feel like I needed to since it laid perfectly flat when I started. And now I'm ready to add block 4. And when I'm pinning, I'm just making sure my seams are perfectly aligned, because if they're not aligned here, when you go sew, you can't sew as fast, and then you're going to have crookedy blocks. So on the front and the back, you shouldn't see the other side. Now we're going to take our top row, our bottom row, and attach fabric C. Now this time I've got a longer seam, so I'm going to find the center of the seam and the block, and then when I line up, I will be lining up the edges, the center, and then smoothing it throughout. Now we're going to sew with the 1/4 inch seam. We're going to take our top section and our bottom section, and we're going to find the centers, match those, and pin. And you can see as I've been adding my sashing, you're not seeing any curving, and that's because of that extra pinning that I've done. Now here, you don't want to pin right there because you're not lined up perfectly. You want to make sure you pin a little bit over, and here you might do 2 pins because that'll keep it nice and straight on the end. And this is our last seam before we add the borders. So once you have this together, this should be 27.5 inches wide by 32.5 inches tall. We're going to be adding fabric D borders to the sides and then fabric E borders to the top and bottom. And I've cut those the exact size of the instructions, and if you've cut accurately, it should work perfectly. So on each border, you're going to fold it in half, find the center, and you're gonna pin exactly like we've been doing the entire time. The only thing I'm going to do differently here is I'm going to pin and sew both the left and the right at the same time to save time, and when I'm starting and stopping, I am going to backstitch at the beginning and the end. I always do that on borders because that's the very last seam on your quilt and it will have the most pull on it. So that is one thing I do differently, and we'll be right back once I get these borders added. I'm going to repeat the same steps on the top and the bottom border, and just make sure you're back stitching when you attach that last border. So here are your last two seams you're going to want to press, and if you look, you've got a perfect square right there. So once you're done, hopefully you haven't chopped off too many points, and after I've ironed those borders, I'm going to give this quilt an all over press. And when I'm pressing, I'm not going to push too hard because I don't want to stretch the quilt. So one last thing you can do is you can put a square ruler on the side of your quilt and just get it perfectly square. That is only if you are super particular like I am. So I have the quilt all done and it looks really nice. And if you've never worked with a white on white, you can see how fun that is. It really gives the quilt a nice pop. So we had our quilt quilted and we put a really nice swirl pantograph on there and it looks great, and we added for the binding a strong green and a low volume for your backing. Your quilt will finish at 31 by 36 inches. Now we're all done with the Jolly Tree Farm Mystery Quilt Along, but I want to see all of your finished quilts. So post your Jolly Tree Farm quilts on our social media channels so we can feature them on our future live streams. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.